Hey everybody, it's Christine. Welcome back to the last day of the Scrapping Boys video series. Today I have two guests joining me. I have Becky Adams and Susanna Lee, so be sure to check out their links down below. I am going back to the same collection that I worked with on the first day, and that is the Too Cool for School collection from Jelly Bean Soup. You're also going to see some other bits and pieces of Jelly Bean Soup worked in here and there, but I wanted to go back to that for a specific reason. I wanted to do a layout about my oldest son and his love of baseball caps. He has 25 of them, and he wears them all the time. Like, literally the only time we see him all week long without them is for church. So I wanted to do a layout about that because it's just a kind of a cool part of his personality. And the Too Cool for School collection happens to have patterned paper with caps on it. It has different embellishments with caps on them. And so I felt like that was a good way to go for documenting this story. So what I've done is I have layered several pieces of patterned paper from that collection underneath my picture, and I've just fanned them out kind of like I did on the Bella Boulevard layout a couple days ago. I liked that look, and so I thought, you know what? It's my look. I'll mimic it. It's okay to copy yourself anytime you want, right? And as I said, you see in these video series, you get a lot of trends that you are currently doing. And so you'll probably see this returning for a while with me on different things and different ways I can work it in. So the next thing I'm doing is I am adding on some big letters to spell out the word caps. Now, I debated back and forth on several different approaches to this. Ultimately, I decided to use these letters, which I believe come from the Farmhouse Stew collection from Jelly Bean Soup. I did not have the big letters for this collection, so I used something different. Now, quick little tip here. I needed a whole bunch of letter stickers for this layout, and I didn't have enough. So one of the things I did is I got out my alcohol ink markers and I colored onto the Jelly Bean Soup cardstock letters and changed the color of them for a couple of different words. Now, this worked specifically well with Jelly Bean Soup's letters because of the texture of them. They don't have a smooth, glossy finish to them. They have a very much so cardstock feel. And so it worked great for that. I tried it on some other letter stickers that were smooth and it didn't work. So just a FYI, get creative. If you need a different color than what you've got, color some white ones. And as you can see, I didn't color the whole set of letters that color. I just did the ones that I needed. So the other ones, if I need it in white, are ready to go still for white. What I'm going to do is I'm going to spell out the names of some of the teams, companies, etc. that he has caps for. Now, I kind of wanted to do all 25, but considering that like every single sports name ends with an S, like every team seriously ends with an S, it wasn't going to happen unless I had like 15 letter sets. I mean, I just needed way too many S's. So ultimately, I picked out his favorites and used those. And then some of them I worked in there that just, I had the letters for them. So it's kind of a hodgepodge mix of the different names. He also has, like, of those 25, he has 4 St. Louis Cardinals hats and several Spurs hats and several Cavaliers hats. And so I felt okay. Like, I got a pretty good coverage of what he currently has anyway, so it works. But so what I'm doing, I'm just spelling them out. Now, I'm using mostly letter stickers from Jelly Bean Soup. I am also going to use some Paper House ones because I had some in navy blue that matched well. And I'm using different fonts. I'm using different sizes. All I'm trying to do really is to keep them in the margin that I've created of below and above the word caps. I also tried to keep a pretty even space in between each one, about 1/8 of an inch in between each one. And so I'm using a ruler and trying to be very cautious in this. I'm not gonna lie, this was definitely time consuming. In my mind, the idea was like quick, smooth, and fast, but having to work with different letter sets and not having enough S's, ultimately made it all take a lot longer. And that's not to say like jelly bean soup gives you 3 S's. Like in a normal circumstance, that's totally great. But when you're trying to spell out Spurs and Cardinals and Huskers and all these things that end with S, you need like 48 of them. So maybe someone needs a letter sticker set that has just S's. Yeah, anyways, so thus that took a little bit longer than I had planned. Again, not a big deal. This is a cool memory to capture. It's not just a generic boy layout, but it actually tells some of his story. And so in that aspect, I was really happy with it. And at the end of the day, I was really happy with the end results. Now, you're going to see I've put some on here, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump ahead to carrying on because I'm not going to make you sit through this whole thing. Now here I'm going to just play with the embellishing. I consider whether or not I want the gray lines on the outside. I do know that I want these caps on there that are die cut pieces from jelly bean soup. So I'm going to do a big cap and a little cap in 3 different spots, kind of making a triangle around the picture. And some of them I'm going to pop up with 3D foam adhesive squares. Some of them I'm going to lay flat. It's going to be one or the other. Each one has one that's popped up and one that's flat. I am also going to bring in just some other little small details to do embellishing. I'm not going to go overboard because really I want the focus of this layout to be on the title and the words that go along with the picture and less about the embellishing. Now, that is a little bit challenging for me because, you know, I really like to embellish. So I did have to kind of step back and really evaluate how things were going. Now, here you can see I have added on some stars. I used both a big punch for the navy blue stars and a little punch for the little green stars. I also added on some mist dots, and then I'm going to do some outlining because honestly, I took it down, I took a picture of it like this, and some things weren't popping that I wanted to pop. So I came back upstairs, grabbed my black pen, and I'm going to do some outlining, including outlining around the big word caps, as well as the different layers underneath my picture. You can also see that I changed out the gray on the sides to just some plain navy blue cardstock. Again, things weren't quite popping how I wanted them to, and so I brought that in instead. Now, today is the last video to get entered into the giveaway. I have the giveaway up for a $10 gift card to scrapbook.com as well as to the Scrap Room Kit Club. All you have to do is be a subscriber, leave a comment. You can do that on all of my videos this week for multiple entries. You can also do that on the videos of those joining me, and I will be picking a winner late next week from all the comments. So be sure you do that today. And let's go ahead and wrap things up here. So now you can see I'm adding on a little banner to kind of capture everything, compact everything there. I wanted to bring in one more punch of color up in that corner, and I really like how that banner kind of surrounds the title and embellishments there. And there you have it, my last layout of the week. So thank you so much to all of you that have joined me this week. It's been really fun to get some more of my boy layouts done. And it's been fun to see what a lot of my friends have done with it. Hope we've inspired you in some fun way. And we will see you again. I'll be back Monday, actually, with another hop for Paper House Productions. So we will see you again soon. Thanks so much for joining me.